Hello, everybody. This is Kyrix with more. This week in Kyrix, actually. And today is Wednesday, April 2nd of 2015. Which means, well, we just had one of those April Fool's Day things that everyone loves so much. Personally speaking, I've never had much use for the damn thing. You know, April Fools and all. It just doesn't do it for me, you know? I mean, if that's your holiday, nothing against you. Nothing wrong with you. It just doesn't work for me. I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy who pranks people. I'm not that guy who really enjoys being pranked. I get enough of that from our hero puts judge. Not sure why I'm lagging so bad. I don't really have anything open that should be lagging. But, I hope you all had fun on April Fool's Day. If that's your thing, then good for you. Why does it still think my internet thing is on? Because it's totally not. What else do you think is on that isn't? Yeah, that's just exploit stuff. Nothing that should be messing things up. For some reason my CPU is like registering at 100% for reasons. So I apologize for the lag, it's just the damn thing being working. If this were Windows 7, I could just put this thing on priority and I wouldn't have to deal with crap like this. Where are my buckets? Seriously, where'd all my buckets go? I used to have a bunch of freaking buckets. Oh, that's right, they all went when I died. Never mind. Disregard. I'm gonna need some more buckets, though. There can be only one response to a lack of buckets. Obviously, I must make more. Yeah. That'll do it, that should be enough buckets. Actually, let's take... You know what? One of these can be a bucket of lava. But the rest have to be water. But not from any of my local water sources. No, I don't want to drain my oasis. After all, this thing's just perfect. Look at it. It's perfectly proportioned. I can't drain that. That would be a crime. And you know me, I'm no criminal. I pay for most of the shit I own. I'm referring, of course, to video games. I don't steal shit as a rule. God, all this lag. I'm so glad this is on safety mode, because otherwise I'd be so boned. God damn, hold on a second here. Hold on, I've got to shut some shit down. Not that, not that. Well, there's really nothing I can shut down. Because I really don't want to... Let's look at here. I really don't want to boot that up later, but I can't really let it run roughshod over everything I own. Of course, I also don't think closing it's going to mean a goddamn thing. Hello, Mr. Sheep. Are you a member of the community? It's so bright and purty. Now I just gotta get the wolves out of it, that's all. Probably won't even need a fraction of these for all I know. Hello, Mr. Pig. What have you got for me, Mr. Pig? Oh wait, I'm not done yet. I have another thing. Yes, another thing. God, that is kind of creepy looking. But I love it, because it's mine. It's all the madness I have forged in this world. One must forge the appropriate amount of madness in a world. So, what has me excited this week? Lots and lots, actually. I don't know if I covered it last time, but I finally saw Big Hero 6, and God, that movie is cute. It is a fun little movie. As a possibly April Fool's thing, Hasbro put out 3 new Equestria Girls Rainbow Rocks videos. For new, previously unreleased songs. One by Sunset Shimmer, which is amazing, where she's sporting her new look, which is really freaking hot. Not that she wasn't hot before, but damn, new looks really good on her. Let's just say she looks really good in blue. Is that really enough to stabilize the whole thing? Oh, I got a bunch of water for no reason then. Oh well, shit happens. Anywho, yeah, so Sunset looks amazing. Of course, that's kind of what she does. I'll figure out something to do with that later. Oops. That is indeed the wrong button. God, something about this. You know what? I'll just have to remember that I'm on part 19. I'm sorry, media player, but you need to go away now. Please tell me that's going to help. But yeah, Sunset has a new music video. She looks amazing. She sounds amazing. Great visuals. Great outfit. Great song. Rarity has a video, which I suppose from a mechanical sound standpoint is a very good one, but I'm not a fan. I mean, I love Rarity. I love almost all of her songs, but not so much this one. You know, it's just one of those things. They can't all be winners, even when we're talking about Rarity. And there's a big group one called Friendship Through the Ages, or something like that. Friendship Carries On Through the Ages. Or at least that's the chorus line. But anyway, good song that. Lots of fun in it. All the girls singing. Rainbow Dash is a cool look for her rocker look. And Pinkie Pie, for some reason, is Cyndi Lauper. Not that there's anything wrong with Cyndi Lauper. Cyndi Lauper is amazing. And a true icon of the 80s. Right up there with Michael Jackson and Madonna. You know, before they got weird. Get out of my field, little pig. Anyway, let's tear up some of this. Get to you in a minute. But anyway, yeah, the girls are doing their little song thing that they do so well. And they do. So that's fun. Star Trek. There was no Star Trek this week. Again, the judge was working, so no Star Trek, no HeroClix. I'm still very much on the fence with HeroClix. Where once my roommate gets his job and we've got something good that could possibly be a thing. So here's hoping that's a thing. You know, I'm not the prayer sort, but wish us luck, you know? Um, anyway, we've got, once my financial situation stabilizes, which will take about 2 months, because I've got to make up on stuff that the roommate owes me and a couple things that have slipped under the radar, like a U-Haul. Once those things are taken care of, I can start, you know, getting stuff done. If WizKids follows its little pledge that, oh, we're not going to release HeroClix at the rate we used to, we're gonna be sane and rational in our releases. If they get to that point, then cool. I'm all for HeroClix. I love HeroClix. I still love HeroClix, but I'm really not feeling it right now because Clicks is just kind of being shoved down our throats. It's like, oh, you gotta buy this set. Now you gotta buy this set, but you gotta buy this subset. And, oh, look, here's the mini set. No, just no. Calm the fuck down. We'll buy your product. Just calm down. Seriously, HeroClix is all up your butt. I mean, it's kind of obtrusive, to be honest. And and by the way, what I'm doing is there we go. I'm trying to reclaim some of my frickin' CPU so that I can do this without endless amounts of lag. But anyway, if they calm the fuck down, then maybe I'll get back to, you know, enjoying and loving HeroClix the way I used to. And if they don't, then it's just honeymoon's over, you know? You had a good run, Clicks. If you had only calmed down, I'd still be playing. And I don't want to abandon Clicks, I really don't, but it's really getting to that point. Especially when you've got Clicks' younger sibling, Star Trek, just sitting right back there saying, hey, look, I'm releasing something every month, but there's only 3 things, they're really cheap, and once you buy them, you're done. You know, unless you want extras. It's basically 3 boosters worth. If I were to buy 3 boosters of Clicks, you know, I wouldn't have anything. It wouldn't even be worth mentioning. Hell, 3 boosters isn't even 2 drafts, you know? Which, from a technical standpoint, they're not drafts, they're sealed, but shut up. They're drafts, you know? Nope, get that back. But yeah, that's, and those 3 boosters are, let's face facts, enough to pay for 2 drafts of Clicks. But again, those 2 drafts of Clicks aren't going to get me very far, because it's just 4 boosters. Meanwhile... Do I have any chickens down here? I do not. Sheep, sheep. Cow, cow. Make your babies. Make them! But yeah, the grass is growing, that's nice. But yeah, Star Trek is a lot more reasonably priced. It's a lot more reasonable with its frickin' release schedule. It's not being shoved down my goddamn throat. Like right now, unless my roommate gets his job, I'm gonna have to hold off. Well, if my roommate doesn't get his job, then This Week in Kyrix is gonna stop real fucking fast. Because I'm not gonna have internet, I'm not gonna have power, I'm not gonna have all the things that I need to make this a reality. But yeah, once he gets his job, I will be able to afford stuff. But in the meantime, I have to cut back, and that could result in as many as 3 of my ships being held off until next month. And you know what? I can deal without those ships for 3 months or whatever, or for a month. Because they're not vital, because I don't play the Kazon, I'm not playing the Gorn or the Tholians right now, because I really don't play independent at all. And the mere fact that I can go without them for this long shows that Star Trek is a lot more freaking reasonable. You know what I mean? Because... But yeah, like I said, it's just, I can go without them. I don't need the Gorn, I don't need the Tholians, I don't need the Kazon. I need the ISS Enterprise because I do have all the Mirror Universe stuff, and I do play them a little bit. The main thing stopping me from playing them is the fact that they don't have a lot of ships. Well, with the Enterprise, that's one more ship to the arsenal, and next month we're getting another one. Not another Enterprise, another Mirror. In this case, the ISS Avenger, which is an NX class. Which I'm a fan of. I didn't originally like the NX class. Its design was kind of bleh to me. Reminded me too much of the Akira, which I've never been a fan of. But it's grown on me a little bit. But yeah, the Avenger is the Avenger's going to be a thing, and then you've got the ISS and all that other fun stuff, or the ISS Enterprise. And the Hakona I need because, well, it comes with the new Admiral, and I've collected all of those, and I do play Romulans a little bit. I like cloaked ships, and Romulans all cloak, without exception. And the, God, I forget what it's called, but there's a new Dominion ship / Cardassian ship that I, of course, need to do, because guess who plays Dominion? You know? So that's 3 ships on the must list for this month and last month. The rest I can hold off on, and if you want to get really technical, I can even hold off on a couple of those and save myself some money until he gets a check of some sort. Even if it means I gotta send him to day labor, or he's gotta get fast food, or whatever. So, but, that's the thing. Star Trek is so much easier on the wallet. And if you're someone who isn't like me, like one of my friends, the HeroClix judge, and you just want to play one faction, then it's even easier. You just buy all of that faction. And while that may seem extreme, it pays off in the long run, you know? But, but yeah, the other good news. I have not 1, not 2, but frickin' 7 prize kits coming to my venue. Oh yeah. I have, Q Continuum is ordered. All 3 parts of it. Matter of Honor is ordered. And Peak Performance is ordered. All the ones I was expecting. However, when we were ordering those, we discovered a little secret. They aren't on the site yet, and I haven't even received emails about them like I did Q Continuum. But Balance of Terror and Year of Hell are also episode kits, and they are now on order for us. Well, pre-order. But yeah. So 7 prize kits for my venue. Oh yeah, we're gonna be playing some official tournaments now. Boo yeah. Which means several things. First and foremost, it means, hey, my players are gonna get to play real tournaments. Yay us. Secondly, and more pragmatically, and a little bit more greedily, let's be honest, it means I don't have to win those ships. 'Cause yeah, judge prerogative. You know? It's one of the privileges of being the judge is you don't have to win shit. Got to do this carefully, it would seem. Do, 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 do. But it also means that if I want to go to the other venues' events, and I probably still will, it depends on how my money is. For one thing, it'll give me the option that if I don't have the money, I don't have to go, and I don't miss out on the ships. But if I do go, it means I can play just for fun. I mean, if I win the prize, I'm going to get the prize, especially if it's one like, say, the Pach, which is a Klingon ship from Matter of Honor. If I win that, I'll probably keep it, because Bird of Prey's, well, I'm sorry, Cavort class, because they, for some reason, differentiate that from a normal Bob. But yeah, but the Bird of Prey is a very nice little ship. And I wouldn't mind having more of them, you know? So that's a thing. I mean, if I win that, or let's say, for example, I'm not going to get it for the Sutherland, but let's say there's the Chitang, I believe, is the Dominion War Klingon ship. Let's say someone's like, "Oh man, I've got the Chitang. If you'll give me the pop," I'm like, "Well, then you've got yourself a pop, because I still need the Chitang. I also need the frickin' Creighton. I need whatever the Romulan one was. I got all sorts of ships I still need." And if those LEs help me get those ships, then yay me. So, and if not, I can always either put it up as an extra prize for my players, or sell it, because it's mine, you know? I won it fair and square. Why not, right? I mean, that is what you do with surplus goods. And for the record, we're not talking about selling bits and pieces out of a prize kit. We're talking about me selling my own private ships. One of which I have because I'm a judge, the other one I have because I won it. My little pig. But, yeah, prize kits. We're finally a real venue. Oh my god, I'm so proud of us. Not that we haven't been a real venue, but now we're a real Star Trek venue even. And that's better. Okay, let's take a look at the Flame Lake. I really like this. It's so pretty. And it's all dirt. But yeah, see, I've got my little lava down there so that it's actually under lava. But up top, it's underwater. Lava, under lava, underwater. Or under glass, under lava, under glass, underwater. Under the stars. Man, that's a lot of stars. Wonder if there's constellations. Anyway, that'll all sort itself out pretty soon. So, what's next on the list? So many things I can do. So many things. All of the things. Doom 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 doom. You know what? Just for the heck of it. Do I have any stone bricks? Because I'd like a few. Got a lot of glass. Well, got a little bit of glass anyway. Okay, oops. Show me stone bricks. First, show me what I can do with all this stupid water. Okay. Stone, stone, stone. Nope, not cobblestone. Bad. Stone. 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 Iron ore. Stone. Okay, first I need a good spot for it. Where's a good spot? Good flat spot. How about right over you? No. This looks good. Start it right. Ooh, I might not even need to hollow anything over here. Let's start it over here. Ooh, it's a thing. Okay. Sure. Nope, that is incorrect. As is that. Yay, thing. Okay. Now we continue. We need this all flattened and leveled out for development. Because I gotta have a stupid project. Or else what would I do with my day? We'll never know. I'm sure I had a train of thought somewhere. Oh, my side recording project with Eisen and Bohemians is done. And that's the first half hour done. if I counted this right. Should be exactly enough. I'm gonna need another shovel. But yeah, his Mega Man March Madness was done just in time. I think he just barely managed to get all of Unlimited up before March ended, and it's so good for him. That was a fun little project, and I really enjoyed working with them, and I hope I get to do so again. Because I really had a blast. I mean, this is literally the kind of thing I got into LPing for. And while I don't say this at all to disparage Star or Henri or Mario Yoshi, they're all people that I met after the fact, you know? I mean, it's not like... I mean, I don't watch them regularly because I watch lots of people, and even some of the people I do watch, like the Runaway guys, I don't watch everything. Like, I've never watched their... Well, I can't say never. I haven't watched WarioWare because I really tried to like that, but I couldn't. And I couldn't get into Rayman Origins either, you know? It's not their fault, it's just I didn't like the game. And Henri does some projects that I'm just not interested in, so does Mario Yoshi, and so does Star. You know? But nothing to disparage against them, but I got into their channels and got to know them after the fact, you know? I mean, it's just, I knew them and then I watched them kind of thing. Like, I had no idea who Star was until she invited me to her challenge, and I'm grateful that she did. But that was a case of I got to know her because of her challenge and not before. So... But Eisen and Bo, because, you know, they do a lot of stuff together, so their channels are kind of linked. Like, I found out about Bohemians by watching Eisen uploading his stuff onto Dailymotion. And admittedly, I watched them for the Pony Blind reviews more so than the Let's Plays. I mean, I've told him that there's a lot of his Let's Plays that I just can't watch because they're cams, basically. And I just can't do cams. It's just... That's something I've never done myself, and I'm grateful that I've never had to. He's like, yeah, I can totally understand that. So, not offended that I don't watch most of his earlier stuff, because it is kind of hard to watch cams, you know? I mean, he's at the point where I'm pretty sure all of his stuff is capture card now, or at least, you know, online stuff that he can do on the PC, but didn't start out that way, and it made a lot of his older stuff hard to watch. Oops, don't want to do that. But yeah, but yeah, they're ones that I watched and then got in contact with, and then teamed up with them to do some stuff, you know? So again, I'm not saying I don't enjoy doing stuff with Henri and Star and Mario Yoshi, because I do. They're friends of mine. I mean, granted, I don't talk to some of them as much. Like, I don't see Mario Yoshi as much as I do Henri, and Star's always busy with stuff, and she has a rough time with things, you know? So she's not always in the best mood, and I understand that, you know? But they are friends of mine, and I do have them on Skype, and I do talk to them fairly frequently. I mean, I haven't seen Henri in a while, but then again, my schedule's been weird, and so is his, so... That's just a scheduling thing and less of another thing. But I mean, this is admittedly, they're not on some of the higher tier levels, and I don't mean to offend, but I mean, it's not like, say, the Runaway Guys, and Lucagen, and Slow Beef and Diabetes, you know? To be fair, and I haven't told anybody online this, but I'm kind of intimidated by Slow Beef, just because he and Diabetes do a lot of the Retsupre stuff, and I'm just terrified that, because I've been to see a couple of his streams, and part of me is thinking, wow, I'd love to get on one of his streams, because he likes to invite people from the chat in, you know, to do commentary and to plug their stuff, and on the one hand, I really want to do that. On the other hand, I'm terrified that he's going to check out my channel like, wow, this guy's crap. Let's Retsupre everything he does. You know? And I know that's silly. I doubt I'd even register on the radar for that kind of thing. But it's a genuine thing that I'm kind of spooked about. You know? Because, I mean, he's the guy who freaking started, effectively, the video Let's Play him, and he was the first one, and a lot of people followed suit fairly soon after, but, you know, it's just kind of intimidating. I don't even know the guy personally. I'm sure he's a nice guy. He seems, in the things when he's quote-unquote out of character, he seems really chill, you know, kind of nice guy, but I don't know him, you know? I have no idea. But I mean, but it's still, Aizen and them are people that I saw firsthand and then started to commentate with and whatnot. And it's a lot of fun. Just knowing that I'm moving up to the point where I can just guest on other people's channels. And I just hope that one of these days I'll be one of those people who just frequently shows up on other people's channels, you know? Because that's a lot of the reason I got into Let's Play in the first place, is I want to be involved with other people's stuff. I want other people on my channels. I want to be on other people's channels. I just want to be part of the community, you know? I want to hang out. I want to have fun. I want to play video games with people. Friends, strangers, don't care, just want to game. That is my joy in life, is to game in pretty much all of its forms. Video games, tabletop games, RPGs. In this case, I'm talking pen and paper, you know. Frickin' card games, minis games, board games. I love gaming. You know, it's just a thing for me. Co-op and competitive and stuff like that, it's just what I am. It drives me, it fuels me. You know, it just gives me all the pep I need to get through the day. Because I just have one of those super hyperactive brains that, you ever seen Short Circuit? I am Johnny 5, just input, input, input. I want new things. I want brain stimulation. My brain wants to do things. I just have one of those brains. And it's annoying to be like that. And I don't mean like it's annoying to be like that, like, oh, people are just annoyed by it. No, it's annoying for me to be that person, because your brain doesn't shut up. It doesn't switch off. It's never done. It's never satisfied. It wants more. More knowledge, more stimulation, more input. Take it to the next level every single time. You have to outdo what you've done before. You know? Like that Dinosaur World series, which I don't remember where I said it. I think I might have said it on last week's or whatever, but I finished it. The Dinosaur World series that I started reading when I was a kid. You know, I got the first books of then, and I finally read through the whole thing, and the process took me less than a month to go through all 6 books. Which, normally I read faster than that, but I have other stuff occupying large sections of my day. Like, I sleep for about a third of it, and then for another third of it, I'm either recording or doing D&D, or on my way to one or the other, or just doing various tournaments and stuff, so I didn't have time for reading. And a couple times I would either watch TV or a Let's Play, or do some recreational gaming instead of just friggin' gaming for work, you know? Which I may not get paid, but I still consider this my job and thus work. Because, let me tell you, it can be work. I want to sit down and watch the Pico Proton John Dead Rising 2 video again, which is what I was doing when I said I had to remember I was on part 19. I was watching that on my media player, you know? Because I've watched it all on his channel, so he's gotten my views. You know, it doesn't matter whether I watch it on his channel again or whatever, he's gotten my views on it. So I downloaded it so I don't have to have constant internet access and whatever, so I can just watch it on the media player and pause it and leave it on all day or whatever, you know? But it turns out I had to turn it off because it was eating up enough of my CPU to annoy the computer, and thus me. But again, I still managed to finish that in a relatively short time, and now, on the one hand, I'm so thrilled that there's closure, but on the other hand, it's kind of sad that it's all over now. I will say it ended well enough, but I'm not saying, oh, I wish he'd write another book. You know, it ended in a good place. It's not like, say, Animorphs, where I want more, where I'm just not happy with how it ended. You know? Not to say it had a bad ending, you know. I mean, like the author said, this was never going to be a happy ending for Animorphs. I mean, those kids just went through way too much, but still, it's just, you know, if the author were to come out and write another 30 books, I'd still read them. Because there's still more places to go. But, oh, apparently, I don't know how old this is, but I read somewhere, someone had posted it on Facebook, that I think CBS may be starting a new Star Trek series. And I gotta say, I'm more than a little excited about that. I love me some Star Trek. I just hope it's not the Kirk reboot. Because, again, I didn't care much for Kirk's era when Shatner and his cast members were doing it, you know? And I don't know these new people, and I don't much care. I mean, if they want to have their reboot in the movies, let them. That's fine. But I don't think they need a TV show. Especially since they'd just be rehashing the stuff that the others already did. You know? There really isn't a whole lot of point in that, if you know what I mean. Damn it. But on the other hand, I'm kind of wondering, what's it going to be? Is it going to be between Enterprise and Kirk? Is it going to be between Kirk and Next Gen? Is it going to be post-Dominion War? Is it going to be post-Voyager? Is it going to be even further than that? Is it going to be Star Trek Online or post-Star Trek Online kind of thing? There's just so many places to go with it. It could even be in the very, very, very far future, like, say, temporal Cold War kind of future. Which I gotta admit, I wouldn't mind seeing. But, either way, Star Trek, I just love Star Trek. I've loved Star Trek since I was in, like, frickin' 3rd grade. I've adored Star Trek, and I've gotten more into it, and more and more as I grow older, I just get more into it. So, yeah. Plus, there's the fact that, again, I'm playing the Star Trek Minis game, and another show means that there's less chance they're going to run out of material anytime soon. Because so far they haven't reprinted a lot of the same things. Like, they've only had, like, 2, maybe 3 of the same model of, say, Cavort, or Burrell, or Bird of Prey, or Katinga class, or Negvar class, you know? Like, we might get 2 versions of it, and one's going to be a prize or a blind booster, and one's going to be a buy. Or in the case of things like the Defiant and the Negvar, there's a Mirror Universe version, and so on. But a lot of times, the same ships, like for example, the Columbia was an NX class virtually indistinguishable from the Enterprise NX-01. Likewise, the Mirror Universe NX-01 Enterprise was indistinguishable from the Avenger. It's entirely possible we'll get both of those ships, but right now, not so much, because they'd just be reprints. On the other hand, they have had like 4 different Galore classes, so... You know, who knows? And we've had 3 or 4 Warbirds, so it could happen. I mean, like I said, eventually they'll run out of stuff unless they keep coming out with new movies and new shows and doing stuff in the video game and the novels, you know? Like, I wouldn't mind Riker's Titan. I also wouldn't mind, say, a standard release Stargazer, which would have the crew from the books, you know? Instead of just, oh, this is Jack Crusher. No, well, how about the Asmund twins? And how about Vigo and all of them? I would love to have them as crew cards. Because there's just so much shit you can do with them. Likewise, there are more Enterprises as well to be done, like the Enterprise C. We've never had any Ambassador-class ships. I would love the Enterprise C with Rachel Garrett and possibly another Tasha Yar, you know? I would love the Enterprise B, even though we saw almost nothing of it, just to round out the crew. I would love the Enterprise A, even though we technically have 2 of Kirk's Enterprises already, including the motion picture one. I don't care. I want the Enterprise A as well. Because if we have the A, and the B, and the C, then we have every version of Kirk's prize. And, well, not just Kirk's Enterprise, but every version of the Enterprise, period. And that is a good thing to me. You know? Because the Enterprise is the flagship of the fleet for a reason. It really is. It has been just a symbol. I mean, Kirk's Enterprise started it, but Kirk's Enterprise was one of, like, 17 or 18 Constitution-class ships floating around space. And even in his own time in the movies, it was quickly replaced by the Excelsior. I mean, from the moment the Excelsior hit the boards, it was made very clear that, hey, this is a better ship than the one Kirk and his buddies had. You know? Whereas when the D was out, the Galaxy-class ship was the starship. I mean, others were good, but you never saw anything that made the Galaxy look silly by comparison. Until it blew up, and then they said, hey, look at this pretty ship. What's that? It's a Sovereign class. You know, it's got all the beauty of the Enterprise D with all the firepower of the freaking Defiant, you know? And it's reasonably fast and agile for its size, I will say that. But, the Enterprise is a heroic ship. Especially since Enterprise basically retconned that, yeah, we had the Daedalus class, but before that, we had the NX class, and the very first ship that Starfleet ever made was named the Enterprise. And there are lots of jokes about Archer. I like Archer. And yes, Archer screwed up. I'll be the first to admit, Archer's a fuck-up of a captain. And you know what? That's why I like him. Because Kirk, Picard, Sisko, even to an extent Janeway, they're just too perfect at times. You know, they've done this. They know what they're doing. They've had their training. I kind of like that Archer is just out there being a frickin' space bumpkin. I love that his chief engineer is literally a hick. And that the whole crew has this vague air that they have no idea what they're doing, and that they have no business being in space. But you know what? For as much business as they do or don't have in space, they love the fact that they're out there. I mean, for most of the crew, Reed aside, there is a genuine joy at the fact that they were doing their job. Even though Hoshi isn't crazy about space, she just lights up whenever she hears a new language. You know, Dr. Phlox, he's done some questionable shit that they did for the Prime Directive, like the whole thing with the Mank and whatever the other one was called. Because that's after Bray tore him a new ass on that. And you know what? I can see that. But Dr. Phlox was, to me, a genuinely likable character. And he enjoyed every aspect of everything he was involved in. And you know what? I can't help but admire that. I mean, say what you will about him, the man loved his work. This next project is something that might take me very much of the year to accomplish. But you know what? I've got the time and I got the materials to do it, so let's do it. But yeah, Enterprise I enjoyed. Next Gen I enjoyed. Kirk's era I enjoy certain episodes in small doses, kind of thing. I enjoy the monster episodes. Where they're fighting giant space creatures and whatnot. Because again, the monsters of Star Trek is what got me into it, you know. I like Voyager at times, although I will admit that it's probably my least favorite of the things. It fluctuates whether I like that less or Kirk less, depending on what's going on. Let me put it this way, if we're talking the episodes, I like Kirk less. If we're talking the movies, I like Voyager less. Because I do love the Enterprise movies. And speaking of which, I would love a Deep Space Nine movie. I would love a Deep Space Nine relaunch series. I mean, I know we had the books, and I've read a couple of them, and I really like them. I mean, I like the idea that Odo, as head of the Founders now, sends an honored elder, Jem'Hadar, to the station to assist Kira. And I even kind of like the idea of Kira being excommunicated for disagreeing with one of the Vedics, or the new Kai, or whatever the hell she was. It just seems like a thing. On the other hand, I like the fact that Star Trek Online made her the Kai. On the one hand, that's wonderful for Kira, because she's very religious for her character, and normally I don't like that. I really don't. But she does have the plus that, guess what, her gods were real. And let's face facts, she knew the emissary personally and worked for him. And what more do you want out of a Kai? You know? I mean, come on, who in the world, how many people could say they played baseball with the emissary of the prophets? Not that she had fun doing that at first. But, I would love to see where they could take this as a series. But yeah, I really haven't gotten anything done recording-wise since last week. I haven't done any more Skatebird Dungeon. Haven't done any more Skatebird Racing. Haven't done any more anything else. I've been playing a lot of Star Conflict, though. Loving that little game. Once I got it synced to my controller and got my controls down pat, it got real fun. Because the controls got nice and fluid. I've said it before, I don't have the instincts and the muscle memory for keyboard and mouse games. I really don't. Matter of fact, Sammy was teasing me about that when I mentioned that. It's like, oh, doesn't it do keyboard and mouse? I'm like, yes it does, by default. And I sucked at it until I synced a controller to it. She's like, oh. Because she was trying to get me to play League of Legends with her and Adam, and I'm like, no. I've tried games like that, I'm lousy at them, because keyboard and mouse. But, In case you're wondering, the MOBA that I've played was the DC one, the Crisis one. I forget what it's called. Infinite Crisis, Identity Crisis, frickin' Infrastructure Crisis, I don't know. DC's always doing Crisis comics and Crisis games and Crisis Licorice. They haven't done Crisis Licorice, but I wouldn't put it past them. And let's face facts, neither would you. They just love their Crisis. But yeah, she was kind of teasing me about that. Sadly, she can't play it. I've been trying to get Jay to play with me. He won't do it because he's not feeling it for various reasons. I'm trying to get the HeroClix judge and some of his roommates and friends to play with me, and he hasn't had the time either. So as much fun as I'm having with the game, I'm not having as much fun as I could because I don't have anyone to voice chat with and coordinate with and say, hey, I'm on this guy, or hey, come help me on Beacon C, you know? The kind of coordination that'll take me from being a minorly decent player to being a really good one. But then you get right down to it, all the PvP aspects, which is where the big rewards come in, you know, require teamwork, and it's really hard to have good teamwork when you can't communicate with your allies. Because nobody uses the text chat in that game. Unless they're, you know, outside of combat. Like, they'll use it at the end of the match, or before the match, or whatever, but never during. I don't think I've ever seen the text chat go off during a match. And it's a little disheartening. I mean, it's a multiplayer game, and you want a multi. It's mildly demoralizing, not gonna lie. But I'll get around to it eventually. Incidentally, if you play the game and you have Skype and a microphone, feel free to leave me a message in the thingy. Either send me one via YouTube or leave it in the comments or something, and I'll try and get a hold of you. Because if you want to play, I'll play. I mean, right now I'm playing Federation side, but I don't think there's anything that stops Federation from teaming up with Imperials and Jericho players, you know? But yeah, I've been flying a lot of tacklers. I think right now I'm working on the Fox. I'm pretty lousy with the interceptors, I've learned. I'm decent with the frigates, the engineering frigates, but interceptors are too fragile. They don't have the firepower I'm used to. I'm just abysmal with them. It's really kind of sad to watch me try to fly one, you know? But again, I want to get better at the game. I want to get teammates to play with. But yeah, what you people are about to see me start doing is building. And you may notice if you've seen last year's This Week in Kyrix, I don't really build very much. I don't do it very often. What I do is I tear things apart and then I repair them in a way. There's the timer. In a way that suits my aesthetics. Like if you watched the old but the very end of last year's, 2014's This Week in Kyrix specials, I had the mountain place, and I built a little bit, like I put some glass walls up, I built the patio thing, but for the most part it was just me hollowing out the cave and then tearing down the walls and replacing them with brick. Because that's what I do. You know? That's what it is. I don't build, I terraform. That's pretty much the best way to describe my style. All of that. I don't build, I terraform. But when I do build, I get kind of ridiculous with it. And let's face facts, some of my building isn't very well thought out, and you get things like that horrendous boat that I was forced to set on fire out of just pure shame. And I'm going to lay out this little foundation here before I exit out. So we're going to have a slightly longer one this week. But yeah, you're going to see me build something for a change. Because I really don't build often enough. I mean, it's Minecraft. I haven't been mining. I almost never mine. I'm always working on something, but very rarely building. Usually I terraform. Like, even now, I haven't been building anything up until now, aside from my boat. I've been terraforming. Like, when I made my, my home, all I did was dig out under the oasis, glass up the ceiling, and then make sandstone brick walls and floors so that it would look all nice and pretty and uniform. And then when I made the tunnel, again, I just went back and friggin' sandstoned everything. So, and then when I did the livestock pen, I just dug a big freaking hole, put some glass over top, dumped a bunch of lava, and then I filled that in and put grass down there. And see, none of this was building. I dig a hole, I dig, I patch up. I don't really build up anything, and right now I'm building. I mean, sure, at this point I'm just digging a hole and filling in, but that's only so I can lay the foundation for the thing I'm actually going to build. And if you've seen This Week in Kyrix 2014, you probably already know what I've got in mind to build. What could possibly need this much space and be this big and require this much sandstone? Although last time I didn't build out of sandstone. I talked about building one out of sandstone that I'd done before, and then it took forever. Well, I'm doing it for real this time. I'm building it out of sandstone. I'm not cutting any freaking corners this time. It's gonna be beautiful. And you know what? This time I think I'm even going to take it a step further and do all the sand first. Because last time I did it in steps and stages, and it took forever. And you know what? It still is, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, but I'm going to do it right this time. Okay, you know what? That's enough foundation for now. Ah, so pretty, but God, it's so much stuff. Anyway, I'm Kyrix, and this has been This Week in Kyrix, and I'll see you again next week, everybody. Bye-bye!